Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, episode number 105. I am so happy to have each and every one of you here. And I would love to know who all are present in this space. So feel free to drop in a hi and share which part of the world you are joining us from. So, like, after an introduction of like 2, 3 minutes, we can begin with the live. And I will like soon share with you what we do in this space. Hi, Athena. Athena says hello from Buenos Aires. Okay, I am not sure if I pronounced that right, but I'm so happy to have you here. And it seems like you're joining us for the very first time. Is that so? Okay, you are here for the very first time. Then I am glad that this was going on your screen and you decided to tune in to check this out. And I really hope you and everyone present here receive something of value from this live today because I see a lot of new people here today. Some old ones, some regular ones as well, but yeah, a lot of new people. So I'm happy to see more fresh faces and more beautiful souls joining in. Hi, Christina. Christina says, morning. So nice to be here. So happy to have you, Christina. Hi, Rachel. Good morning. Thank you for coming back. I am glad that you are getting something out of these lives and, you're choosing to spend your time with us. That means a lot. Okay, so my wonderful people, let me give you an overview of what we do in these lives before we begin with them. Okay. So, we usually start these lives with a short meditation around like 10 minutes. And the meditation is around the quote that you see on Insight Timer. So, when you open the app, you might see a quote. So, we go into the meditation based upon that quote so that we can really soak in the wisdom that is already in front of us before we dive into some more wisdom. And then once we go through the meditation and we feel more centered and we raise our vibration so that we can receive that higher wisdom, then we move on to the next aspect of this life, which is spinning the wheel. That's why the name Wheel of Wisdom. So we have a wheel, and if the wheel contains the name of 31 books out of the many books that I've read in the past 8 years in my own journey of transformation. And we spin the wheel chooses a book for us, or you can say that universe or God or higher self, angels, whatever you believe in, chooses a book for us. And then we play a game where I ask you guys to give me numbers, then we choose a number and do a reading. So yeah, kind of things flows from there. So I will share more in detail when we reach that particular aspect. But for right now, I want to ask you, are you guys ready to begin with the meditation? You can type ready in the comments or press the heart once you settle into like a quiet place where you can meditate with me. Christina says, yes, today's quote was right on for me. Exactly it's like the universe is always sending us messages, or there is guidance available every single moment of our life. And we just need to be open and really look and really see to take in the wisdom, the guidance, the messages that are here. So, yeah, that's all the space is about, to become more open and more receptive to them. So that's why we start with the more obvious wisdom that we see when you open this beautiful app. Athena is ready. Great. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of water. Until then, you guys can also settle in, and then we will begin. So begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can choose to sit, stand, or lie down, whatever your body needs right now. And as you begin to settle into this position, if you feel safe, allow your eyes to close all the way down, or alternatively, you can choose to look downward, as this helps us limit visual distraction. So, turning your awareness inward, turning your attention inward. In a moment from now, I am going to count from 5 down to 1, and with each count, you will feel more and more relaxed. So let's begin. 5. Letting your body begin to soften. 4. Feeling your mind grow calmer. 3. Sinking deeper into stillness. 2. Lighter, clearer, and more at peace. And finally, 1. Feeling fully relaxed. The quote for our meditation today is: muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. Muddy water is best cleared by leaving it alone. So, to let these words by Alan Watts sink deeper into our subconscious, I am going to share some affirmations. I will say each affirmation 3 times, The first two times, you can simply listen and let them sink deep within you. And the third time, you can affirm that by repeating after me, either silently or out loud. So let's begin. Opening your subconscious mind to this wisdom. You allow your mind to rest. You allow your mind to rest. And now repeat after me. I allow my mind to rest. Like muddy water, your mind clears when you give it room to rest. Like muddy water, your mind clears when you give it room to rest. Now repeat after me. Like muddy water, my mind clears when I give it room to rest. What feels unclear right now will reveal itself in time. What feels unclear to you right now will reveal itself in time. Now repeat after me. What feels unclear to me now will reveal itself in time. You don't have to fix everything right now. You can simply let it be. You don't have to fix everything right now. You can simply let it be. I don't have to fix everything right now. I can simply let it be. You choose patience over pushing. You choose patience over pushing or rushing. I choose patience over pushing. When you release control, life has space to restore balance. When you release control, life has the space to restore balance. When I release control, life has the space to restore balance. You did great. And now, in just a few moments, I will count from 1 to 5. And at the count of 5, you will return fully to the here and now, feeling refreshed, relaxed, and wonderful in every way. So, 1, slowly returning. 2, bringing awareness to your body. 3, gently bringing small movement like wiggling your toes and your fingers. 4, almost back now. And 5, take a fresh, deep breath in and gently open your eyes. Welcome back. I see that. Okay, let me take a sip of water. I see that some new people have joined us while we were meditating. So I want to say welcome to all of you. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom. And if in case you're wondering, is this all? Is this the end of the live? Then I want to let you know that this is just the starting. We just finished with the meditation to feel more grounded and centered. And soon we are going to dive into more fun and wisdom. But before that, if anyone who did the meditation with us feel called to share your experience, then I would be honored to know more about it. How was the practice for you? And yeah, and in case you like the meditation, or maybe you missed the meditation and you want to, go through it again, then I want to let you know that, all these meditations are being recorded. So in each live, we do at least one meditation. And we have done over 100 meditations so far in these Wheel of Wisdom lives. And I am actually publishing them on Insight Timer as a free track. So it is accessible to everyone. I'm releasing them in a sequence, and like one meditation comes out every Wednesday. So if you would like to get notified when this particular meditation comes out, then feel free to follow me if you're new to me. and you will get notified when this gets released. And, if you're new to me again, and if you like the guidance, feel free to check out my other tracks because I already have around 50 plus free tracks already on my profile. So you can explore and see which one do you need. And all the meditations that have been released so far from this Wheel of Wisdom series, I actually put all of them in a playlist and made a game out of it for you guys to make it more fun. Because I believe like fun and wisdom is a good combo. I will very soon go to all the comments, but just let me quickly mention the playlist that I was talking about in case, anyone would like to check out the meditations from this Wheel of Wisdom live. Okay, so how you can find it or where you can find it is you can go to my profile on Insight Timer, okay, in the home page. When you will scroll down at the bottom, you will see like the playlist here. So in this playlist, you will find a Wheel of Wisdom meditation playlist. So basically, I named it Wheel of Wisdom and pick a meditation. Like, you pick a card. So I wrote the instructions here, which is basically just, scroll, close your eyes, scroll through this whole playlist. It has a lot of tracks. And just, whenever you feel like, yeah, this is something, this is where my intuition is leading me, just put a finger on that meditation and play it, knowing that that is what, wanted to come through. That is something that wants you to guide you through this, meditative form. So yeah, feel free to explore that. Now going back to the comments by the amazing people here. Hi, Desiree or Desire. Beautiful name. And good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I hope that you receive something of value from this live. You are just on time. We were just about to move to the messages part or the readings part where we receive wisdom from like the most amazing books. Christina says, I love the listening twice and saying it loud the third time. Thank you, Christina, for sharing that. I am glad that that part resonated with you. Yeah, I really feel like, you really understand and take it in when you get to listen and then, speak. So thank you so much for sharing that. Your comments really help me understand that what you guys like, what is helpful, what is not. Athena says, that was very calming and centering. Thank you, Anisha. Thank you, Athena, for doing this meditation with all of us. And I'm glad that you had a pleasant experience. Okay, so my beautiful people, let's move on to the next part of this live. So let me show you guys the Wheel of Wisdom. So this is our Wheel of Wisdom, and this wheel contains the name of 31 books that have been selected out of like a lot of books that I've read in the past 8 years. Okay. And now that we are more aligned, more centered, like Athena, we are going to spin this wheel from that state so that we can receive that higher wisdom, now that we are more in alignment. So before we spin the wheel, I want to invite you guys to take a moment and think what, is there anything specific in your life regarding which you would like some guidance? It can be a specific issue of your life, it can be a specific area of your life. So take a moment to think anything specific that you need some guidance on. And if there is nothing specific, then you can also simply set an intention that may I receive some general guidance for today. So, letting the universe, God, divine, source, higher self, angels, whatever you believe in, let it know, set a clear thing that this is something that I need some guidance on. Okay. And when you have thought of something, you can let me know in the comments, like, yeah, done or something already. or you can just press the heart somewhere here or around your comments. So once I get some hearts or a comment confirming that they have thought of something, then we can move on to spin the wheel. Okay. So now that we have some hearts, let's spin and see what wants to come through for us today. Because I believe that, you already have the answers, you already know mm, that ultimate truth and everything. Everything is within you, and we just need, small reminders from time to time, and especially at the time when we need it most. So that is the intention for this. It is not to add on more information for your mind, but to help you return back to that wisdom, to that, knowing that is already here at the right time in your life. Christina says, I will like some guidance about how to manage my emotions with my grown children. Ah, children always teaches us a lot, whether no matter in what stage they are. So thank you, Christina, for sharing that. And I hope that, yeah, something regarding that comes up. Okay. So now that you guys, all of you have something in your mind, let's spin the wheel. So the book that came up is my favorite book, the one that impacted my life the most. And the book that came up is Peace is Every Step. Again, peace is every step. The Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life by Thich Nhat Hanh. So this book kind of changed a lot for me. This book like kind of changed my life, if I can say that. Yeah, I think it would be right to say that. So much so that I decided, to become a mindfulness teacher myself. So yeah, you can imagine how much this book has impacted me. Okay. So I'm just going to choose some numbers. I am just opening the book and I'm going to choose some numbers and then we are going to play a game. Okay. Hmm. And until then, let me share two of my courses with you that are around this because, once I found what I was seeking, I felt called to share it with others. So this course is named The Art of Noticing How to Find Joy, Peace, and Beauty in Your Daily Life. Because it's not in the big moments as you think it is, but your life is not comprised of the big moments. It's not that everything, that those big moments or those extraordinary things keep on happening to you every week or every month. So we need to learn to how to find whatever it is that we are seeking right now in this moment in your life as it is. So if you want to learn that, you can save this course. And I will share the next one just in a second after choosing some numbers. Hmm. Okay, let me share them here. Yeah. So before I share the numbers between which I want you guys to choose, I want to let anyone who is joining for the very first time know that there is no need to rush here, okay? I want you guys to actually slow down, to pause, and to see which number is coming up for you, and then mention that in the comment. Okay, and then I'm going to go through your comments randomly, pick a number that I feel called to, that my intuition feels like, yeah, that is the one. And in this way, we will get to tap into collective wisdom, and that will lead us to something, that everyone present here needs to hear. Okay, so I hope that you guys have saved this in case you are interested. And the numbers between which I want you guys to choose is 20 to 118. Here you go. Thank you, dear Melanie. Thank you, Tashana. There are a lot of new people here today. I like that fresh energy as well. As much I appreciate the regular ones. Thank you, Angela, Amelia, Durgesh, Christina. And by the way, if I pronounce anyone's name wrong, please forgive me and feel free to correct me. Okay, so let's see. Let's go with the numbers that we have here. Hmm. Oh, two people, choose the same number. Melanie and Angela are aligning at the energetic level. Love that. Thank you, Ithna, for sharing the number as well. I will consider that too. Okay, so the number that I'm feeling called to is, and before I reveal the number, one more reminder that it doesn't really matter whose number I choose, because since you're here, you were meant to receive that message that is going to come to the space, okay? And that person is just another source of wisdom. So I always say that it's not that these books are source of wisdom or I am, or um it's more like everything that happens in the space and everyone that is in this space, maybe even someone else who is there with you, and that person says something, and just because now you are open, you are more receptive to, find that insight or find that piece of information or wisdom. So, this is just a space where wisdom is going to come through, and anyone and anything can be a source of that wisdom. So, with that in mind, the number that I am feeling called to is 96. So, thank you, Christina, for picking that number for all of us. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to page number 96. And, as I was reading these books, I highlighted the insightful paragraphs or the transformative exercises from these books. So, I'm going to read the highlighted text from these, from this page, which is 96. So, the heading for this is Flowers and Garbage. Okay. So, the author says, defiled and immaculate, defiled or immaculate, dirty or pure. These are concepts we form in our mind. A beautiful rose we have just cut and placed in our vase is pure. It smells so good, so fresh. A garbage can is the opposite. It smells horrible and it is filled with rotten things. But that is only when we look on the surface. If we look more deeply, we will see that in just 5 or 6 days, the rose will become part of that garbage. We do not need to wait 5 days to see it. If we just look at the rose and we look deeply, we can see it now. And if we look into the garbage can, we see that in a few months, its contents, l- its contents can be transformed into lovely vegetables and even a rose. So, if you are a good organic gardener looking at a rose, you can see the garbage. And looking at the garbage, you can see a rose. Roses and garbage are inter are, meaning coexist, interdependent. Without a rose, we cannot have garbage. And without garbage, we cannot have a rose. They need each other very much. The rose and the garbage are equal. The garbage is just as precious as the rose. If we look deeply at the concepts of defilement and immaculateness, we return to the notion of interbeing. I love, how beautifully the author connected the two different extremes and help us saw that one is the other and the other is the one, that everything is same, and not in terms of science as well, like not going into the atoms, but yeah, just seeing it in the things that we are, experiencing right now. And as I was reading it, what came to my mind was the positive and the negative, you know the very two extremes, the pleasure and the pain, the happiness and the sadness. And how one makes the other possible, just like the author said. And without the other, this extreme would not have meaning. Without the darkness, the light would not have meaning, because if everything was light, then there would be nothing to compare light with. And we would be like, we would not know light in a manner because that is what everything is. And that is what exists. So in the absence of darkness, in the absence of what you are not, so this is a line from another book which says that in the absence of what light is not, that is darkness, light ceases to, exist. Because if darkness is not there, then there is nothing known as light, because light is all that is. And the same concept applies to us, or that divine, or whatever you want to call it. Because sometimes we are like, why is there so much suffering, and why is there so much, pain, and all of that other extreme that we don't like. But these are some beautiful reminders as to why it is there, because we cannot experience this extreme. We cannot experience the peace, the happiness without the presence of the other. We can't even watch a movie that is just all good, that is just one color. So we would lose interest in the story. And similarly, we cannot experience this human life without having the other. Otherwise, we would lose interest in this human experience. So, yeah, that is what came up for me. If you guys would like to share anything that came up for you, because again, everyone is a source of wisdom in this space. And so, as you were listening to that paragraph or to me, when I was speaking what was coming up for me, and based on that, anything came up for you, feel free to share that in the comment. Christina says, is that from the book Peace is Every Step? Yes, it is, Christina. The other quote that I mentioned, that was from a different book. It was, I think, Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. That quote, like, in the absence of what you are not, what you are ceases to exist. But this paragraph is from this book. And okay, so, and if you guys would like, to actually read this, whatever the paragraph that I went through, then I also want to let you know that after each live, I actually upload a summary of that live in one of my groups on Insight Timer, in my only group on Insight Timer, actually. So it is my little community here, and it is an open public group, so anyone can join. So let me mention the name here in case anyone feel called to, join it, because I mentioned like the type of meditation that we did, the name of the books that we read from, and the actual readings. Okay, so everything in there, so you don't miss out on anything. Huh. But we always like discuss more compared to the reading. So yeah, I would like to have you in the lives. Okay, so now let's see what wants to come through next. Athena says, I've got to go. Thank you and have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Athena, for joining in. I hope that I will get to see you in the next live, which in fact is a kind of milestone where, that we are celebrating in the next live. And the name of it is the milestone basically is, celebrating 3 years of me as a teacher on Insight Timer. So I would love to celebrate that milestone with each and every one of you. And yeah, this live is not over. We are like going to go through another reading, but just I wanted to mention that in case anyone wants to leave early, like Athena. Um, thank you for the hearts. Okay, so let's do another reading. Mm, Amelia says, side commentary. Anisha, you must have been a wonderful student. You are so organized. Thank you, Amelia. Yeah, I am an organized student. Ah, you are not wrong about me. Thank you. Okay. Hmm. Going back to the wheel. So again, if your question hasn't been answered yet, then just again bring that to your mind as we spin the wheel. A lot of things today are coming related to like mindfulness, presence, being in the present moment. Which is always a good reminder. That what you are seeking is not someday and somewhere, but here and now. And that's the title of this book, which is The Here and Now Habit, a guide to the present moment by Hugh G. Barney. So, hmm, and on that note, since I forgot, let me share that other course that I mentioned with you guys. about mindfulness. So, if this is something that you have heard, but you really want to understand what it is, how it can impact your life, and how to really deepen your practice if you're already someone who is pursuing it, then I have included a lot of information in this particular course, which is the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to Mindfulness Meditation. It says beginner, but no matter what stage you are, you will find something helpful. Okay, so give me a second to open the book. Hmm. And now I'm choosing some numbers so that we can play a game. Hmm. Okay. So again, I invite you guys to take your time and choose a number between 40 to 132. And let me remove the scores. Oh, pretty fast. Again, yeah, so anyone who joined just now, this is not like fastest finger first. I'm going to just randomly choose a number based on my intuition, okay? So feel free to take your time. And let me refill my cup. Amelia says, Anisha, allow us to be fast. We want to be good students too. Huh. Maybe fast is not good. Maybe sometimes we need to slow down and really listen, you know, not to the world outside, but to ourselves as well. And that can make us a good student of life. Ah, okay. So we have some responses. Thank you, Angela, Sarah, Emilia, Devani, for choosing a number. Hmm. Okay, let's see. Okay. So again, before I reveal a number, in case anyone new joined, whoever number I choose, it is not that important. Since you're here, you were meant to receive the message that is going to come through, okay? So on that note, the number that I am feeling called to is 64, and the number has been chosen by Sarah for all of us. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, so let's see what is on page number 64. Okay, so there is kind of like an exercise on this page. Give me a second to see, like, do I guide it or do I just read through it? No, I think it's more like I can read through it. Okay. So the subheading for this is I am aware of. So this is like a practice I am aware of. Okay. So, hmm. So this is a meditation that you can do almost anywhere. Sitting comfortably, bringing awareness to whatever you notice, and naming or noting the sound, sensation, emotions, thoughts, taste, odor, and images that come into your consciousness. You can say, I am aware of dash, or simply note whatever is present. For example, tightness in belly, sound of traffic. Okay. So, so this is like a very simple practice. And this reminds me of a scene from this movie, Winnie the Pooh. uh, and Christopher Nolan. I think this is a Disney movie. And in that movie, Christopher Nolan and Winnie the Pooh is sitting side by side, in a train. And the Christopher Nolan is like into his work and everything. And Winnie the Pooh is looking outside of the window, and he is just, I think playing the game I Spy with My Eye. No, I think something like that. And he just keep on naming the things that he see, clouds, a train, like these things. So that's the simple thing. This can be a game for you, and it can help you quickly connect with what is happening around you. So, you know, so right now, if you just take a pause and become aware, like just notice, I am aware of, and just notice where your awareness goes. Okay, let's practice this. Let's do it this like a 2 or 3 minutes practice. What do you think? Should we practice together? I'm not sure what I'm going to guide you guys through, but yeah, something in the lines of that. Okay, so are you guys up for a practice? Okay, Sarah says okay. Hmm. Very quick practice. Hmm. So without changing anything about where you are or in whatever position you are, simply pause physically and mentally. And now notice, what are you aware of in this moment? Perhaps your attention was on your thoughts, a body sensation, like maybe pain in your stomach, for example, or you might have been aware of a sound around you, or perhaps you smell something wonderful, like the smell of wet soil in rain, or whatever smell is around you. So, when you take a deep breath, you connect with the space around you through smell. So, just like this, for the next moment, simply name whatever it is that you are aware of. So to start, I am going to name few things that I am aware of within myself and around me. The sound of my AC, a knot in my stomach, a little pain in my knees, the thought that says that I have been sitting for too long, another thought that says nice job, the tension in my head, the thought that says you are focusing too hard to find things. So you get the drill, right? So for the next few moments, I'm going to stay quiet and you can simply name what are you aware of. And when you realize that you stop being in the seat of consciousness and you get lost or hooked by a story of your mind or a thought, then that's all right. Simply note the thought because that's what you are aware of. And then again become open to noticing what I am aware of right now. Remember, you don't need to find new things. So you can just stay with something that catches your attention until something else catches your attention. You did great. And now notice how are you feeling after being the awareness for the past few minutes? And finally, take a deep breath in and out, releasing the practice. Welcome back. So let's see. Okay, Sarah named a few things that she was noticing. Ah, Sarah was also feeling pain in stomach at the same time. Hmm. Yeah, so alignment at that level. So anything new that you noticed when you did that? Again, don't need to like try to dig out something, but anything that striked you about that experience, if you feel called to share that. Oh, Sarah felt quiet. Wonderful. I am glad that you were able to connect with that. quietness amongst all the things that were happening around you, amongst all the things that were catching your attention. For me, it was what I noticed was when I paid attention to, like the tension in my head or the pain in my stomach or the knot in my stomach, you know, it like loosened on its own. I didn't try to, but it happened on its own. So that was something that I noticed from this practice. So, so this is a very simple practice, and I think I included a similar kind of prompt like this in one of the courses that I mentioned before. And that course has, those courses have a lot of different type of practices, very simple ones to help you access the peace, the quiet, the relaxation, whatever it is in this moment right now. Not someday, not in some future, but right now, right here. And that is what happens when you cultivate that skill of mindfulness. Because, yeah, somehow we learn, society taught us that everything will be okay when I get this, when I have this, when I achieve this, when, whatever happens in some future. Uh, and yeah, if you also share that mindset, I think, one more course, a very, very mini one, like a 3-day course for you guys. I just keep on mentioning any resource that resonate with the reading. So if you want to dive in, you can check them out. And if not, you can simply ignore them. So yeah, this course is How to Stop Chasing and Start Living, from Doing to Being. So let me check the time. Ah, okay. See, should I do another reading? Oh, we have a comment. Amelia says, I noticed a pain in my right leg, the smell of my coffee, which transported me back to the time before I drank coffee. I would brew it so my house would smell like it, then throw it away. But since drinking it for a few years now, the temperature and taste has had my attention. I had forgotten the wonderful smell. Yeah, I do love the smell of coffee. I drink it like less often, usually in winters. But yeah, I love the smell of it. Uh, and that's the effect of mindfulness. Thank you for sharing that, Emilia. That the things that are there in your ordinary life becomes extraordinary. The ordinary moments, the ordinary things becomes extraordinary, becomes special. They bring that sense of awe, that you get, that you used to get as a child, or that you get when you see something beautiful, like, the sunset by the ocean, or, um, I don't know, whatever beautiful things that you can imagine. Whenever I think of something beautiful, like different things from nature pop into my mind. But yeah, that's what happens. That we do not need to change anything. Of course, if you want to, you can. But right now, right here, you have everything that you need. And you just need to pay attention and, yeah, just let it in. Just let it touch your heart rather than thinking that I need to do a lot of work so I can have this and then I will be happy. Which is okay. Do that, have that. But also just pause sometimes during the day and try this practice that we did, or try other ones, that you can find through different resources or through in the course, that I shared, whatever, wherever you find them. Just try them. Okay. So, um, so I'm thinking, like, should I do the next reading or not? Maybe, okay. Maybe let me first walk you guys through what all that I offer, and then we can do one more reading. So, why I do that is because there are a lot of things that I have already created, and I've also created something with the emotions because someone mentioned that they need some help with that. So yeah, so I just share all of them. I just walk you guys through all the things that I offer. like in 5 minutes or so, so that you you have the access, so that you can see that based on whatever is going on in my life right now, would it help me? Does anything resonate with me? Can anything help me move forward or process this or whatever it is that you need at this moment? So that's why I do this. And so let me share with you guys some of the resources that I have. Give me a second. And I will really appreciate if you guys can maybe just listen for 5 minutes, just practice patience in that case. And if you don't want to, then that's okay as well. Yeah, my hairs are all like in monsoon season. Hmm. Okay, give me a second. Yeah. So my beautiful ones. Hmm. So when you go to my profile, you will see something like this. And if the interface is a little different than yours, then I want to tell you that Insight Timer like released an update. So because of this, it might look like a little bit different. So when you go here on the home page, when you scroll down, you will see first of all my next live event, which in which we are going to celebrate like my 3 years on Insight Timer as a teacher. I have been a user for a lot longer. So yeah, you can join that. I put that in the comments. And then when you scroll down, you will see like my latest tracks. So this one says, I am too broken to heal. So I recently started creating a series in which I take a limiting belief or a negative thought, and I create a very small track around like 3 minutes or something around it. So this was um, the latest one that got released. Before it, the one that got released is I'm Not Good Enough. So yeah, and the intention behind me creating this series, which you can find here in the playlist again that I showed you before. When you scroll all the way down, you will see this playlist which says Love Letters from the Universe. So my intention was to give you what I needed in my lowest moments. I needed someone to reassure me in a way, to sometimes even help me fall asleep when I listen to their calm and reassuring voice. That kind of everything will be okay in that kind of a manner, but with a perspective shift, so that when you close that track, you leave with a flicker of hope that will help you move forward. So that was my intention behind creating this, and this particular series that I was referring to. Then when you scroll down, you will see like this was another track. So these are like the latest tracks that you see on the homepage. Okay. This one is Dear Nick, Thank You. So this is part of another kind of series that I did regarding how to like how to appreciate your body that does so much for us, and we never pay attention, or we are kind of critical towards it. So, to appreciate each part of our body and offer healing if a part needs that. So, we addressed each and every part, and we did these meditations in these lives only, Wheel of Wisdom 1. And now I'm releasing them one by one. So, again, you can find this track and all the tracks that have been released from Wheel of Wisdom series again in that playlist that I showed you before, Wheel of Wisdom, pick a meditation. So, like, play a game, pick a meditation, and do that for that day. Another playlist that I have is these two. So this is self-soothing techniques. This is especially for someone who mentioned about the emotions. So this contains basically coping strategies, or like regulation techniques that therapists or coaches recommend their client to get regulated when they are feeling emotionally overwhelmed when they are feeling drowned in emotions. So it has like some techniques that you can try and see which one like resonated with you more. and you can be guided through that when you are overwhelmed, because it is sometimes harder to do it on your own when you are feeling, all those emotions. So, yeah, so you can try this playlist, you can save it. And the last playlist that I have for you guys is this 21 days mindfulness meditation challenge. So today, basically, the theme that came out was mindfulness meditation, or mindfulness in general, also, because mindfulness is not just meditation, it is just one way to cultivate mindfulness, but there are all these different ways as well. So yeah, so you can start your journey with this playlist. It has all the free tracks, so it is like, anyone can do this challenge. And I have actually included how exactly mindfulness influences you, not just the research part, but I have shared my experience of how it impacted me and how it can change your, daily life without actually changing anything about it. So you can start with this playlist and then go to the courses that I mentioned, to dive deeper, to learn more, to bring more mindfulness and live more mindfully. So these are like all the playlists that I have, and I have tried to organize all of my content in the form of these playlists so it is easier for you guys to navigate. Then, and by the way, in the home section only, at the below the playlist, you will see this group, Wonderful Beings, that I mentioned. So here, after each live, within like 5 or 10 minutes, I upload a summary of that live, including the type of meditation that we did, the name of the books through which we read, and the readings, so that you don't miss out on anything. And some people like to read rather than just listen. So yeah, in this way you can catch up. I also update more things on that group. Like if a new track is getting released, I mention that in the group, or if I have to cancel a live because of certain reasons that are not in my control, I mention that in the group as well. So yeah, it is my little community through which I stay connected, through which I update you and everything. So I would love to have you guys if you want to, in that beautiful community, and yeah, stay connected with you guys. And if not, then you can just, always just follow me and you will get notified about the next live event, or, the next track that gets released. Um, and yeah, let me mention the tracks that got released here from that series that I just started. I hope that, you will find something from these tracks, whether it is reassurance or whether it is hope or whether it is whatever it is that you need. So yeah, you can save it and listen to it later. Emilia says it's a party. Yeah, it would be, day after tomorrow when we will celebrate that 3 years of me on Inside Timer, which was made possible by all of you, You guys showed me a lot of love, a lot of support. It just, and I'm so grateful for all of that. Okay. So let's see. So let's move on to the other sections and they will go very quickly. So there is a lot of things on home section. Then there are tracks. So basically it involves all of my tracks and you can just filter it through different filters like length and everything. Then you can see courses. So I have 7 courses on Insight Timer, 3 related to negative thoughts, overcoming negative thoughts, and overcoming limiting beliefs, stuff like that. And the other ones related to mindfulness, how to accept difficult life situations. In fact, you know, for the person who was asking about emotions, I actually have a track in that particular course, a lesson, the last lesson of that course, in which, I guide you through how to actually process your emotions rather than just, shoving them down, trying to get rid of them, how to actually feel your feelings. Because if you have heard, if you have been in contact with a coach or therapist, you might have heard them say that feel your feelings, sit with your feelings, process your emotions. And if you don't know how, then the last lesson of this particular course, which is a therapist's guide to accepting life's difficult situation, might help you, learn how to do that. Yeah, so like I have 7 courses. Feel free to go to this section and explore all of them. And then here's the event section. So any new event you see will come here, just like this one. And then you will see this folder section, which is new. It has come up with the update that Insight Timer has recently, made. So these folders basically just like playlists. So playlists club tracks together, but folders have tracks, has the option to club tracks, playlist, and courses into one. So I also try to organize my content in the form of this. So basically, if you're going to negative thoughts and limiting beliefs, you can check out this folder. If you have unpleasant emotions and you want to learn more about how to deal with them and everything, you can go to this folder. If you are indulging in any unhelpful behavior, you can try this one. And if you want to learn how to live in the present moment, then you can try this one. And finally, if you want to know more about me, what I do, what is my background and everything, because we haven't delved deeper into that, then you can read more about me here. And if you want a deeper dive into my journey, like where I come from and everything, what I learned, what I went through, everything, because I also had my own set of challenges. So if you want to go and have a deeper dive into my journey, if you want to check out my other offerings, or if you want to access additional resources or some other gifts that I offer, especially to women, then you can go to this and you will find all the additional stuff here. So just below the description in the about section here. And yeah, and just to let you know briefly, like who I am in terms of like my career or something. So yeah, I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher. I have a background in psychology and I am currently working as an aligned life coach. So I basically help women who are feeling like dissatisfied with their current life, who are feeling stuck or emotionally overwhelmed, and they long for a life that feels deeply fulfilling and true to who they are. Then, so I help these women with my signature approach, which is PATH, PATH. So I basically designed this whole framework based on my own journey, and that framework give these women a path to a life that they would love waking up to. So yeah, if you want to learn more like what I offer and everything and how I do that, again, you can go to that, about section that I mentioned, you know, and you can read or you can find more here. Okay. So I so appreciate you guys listening to me so patiently and all the hearts flowing in. I am these hearts always like encourage me to speak, they let me know that yeah, I am making sense and you want to hear more from me. That means a lot really. Sarah says, thank you, Manisha. Thank you, Sarah, for joining. And I hope that you receive something from this live. And if you guys so far in this live have received any value, if you have simply maybe enjoyed the space, and if you would like to make a contribution to help me, keep the space alive, to keep showing up, to host this beautiful space with all of you, amazing human beings, and to create like more resources. As I mentioned, I have like over 50 plus free tracks on Insight Timer. And I have some other additional, free or like complimentary stuff that I offer and stuff. But yeah, your donation, your contribution helped me create all of those resources. So, yeah, so if you feel called to become a part of that circle of compassion, I would, be so happy to have you. Um, okay, and we have one more reading left. So, okay, give me a second. I'm just going to go through the comments and then we will do the last reading for today. Corinne is celebrating and clapping and everything. Thank you, Corinne. DR or Doctor, maybe, says, I love your energy. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you resonate with my energy. right now I'm kind of feeling like I just woke up, with my hairs like this, and I'm kind of sitting in my pajamas. So yeah. So maybe if you like that energy. But yeah, I'm glad. Thank you for, saying that. Emilia says, thank you for always showing up for us. Thank you, Amelia, for all the support and love that I've received from you. I am so, so grateful, really. Okay, let's do one more reading. So, let's see what wants to come through for all of you beautiful people. So, again, bring to your mind anything that you need guidance on. Okay, I think this book came up for the very first time or second time, I think. The name of the book is How to Sit, and the book has been written by Thich Nhat Hanh. So, let's see what this beautiful book has to offer us. I was laughing because, I mentioned like while we were practicing that pain in my legs because I've been sitting for too long. So yeah, it's interesting that this book came up. Okay, so give me a second to choose some numbers and then we can begin. Mhm, mhm. Okay. Okay. So, anyone joining for the very first time, I am inviting you guys to choose a number between 19 to 89. Okay. And no need to rush, just see whatever comes up for you. I'm anyway going to choose randomly. Okay. Using my intuition. So, take a moment to share what is coming up for you. So, thank you, DR or Doctor. Thank you, Rachel, Corinne. Okay, just three. Okay, let's go with that then. So let's see which number am I feeling called to among these. Okay, so the number, oh, we have one. Okay, okay. Okay, let me consider them as well. Okay, let's see. Hmm. Okay. So just on time, you mentioned the number. So again, whoever number I choose doesn't matter because you are here. So you were meant to receive that message. Okay. So the number that I'm feeling called to is 79, and the number has been chosen by Emilia for all of us. Thank you, dear Emilia. Okay, let's see what is on page number 79. Okay. It seems like a beautiful one. So, the heading for this is We Are a Stream. Even when you think you are sitting alone, your ancestors are sitting with you. Your parents, grandparents, and great grandparents, whether you knew them or not, are there inside of you. Acknowledge them and invite them to breathe with you. Dear Father, dear Father, these are my lungs, and they are also yours. I know that you are in every cell in my body. Breathing in, you can say, Mother, I invite you to breathe in and out with me. So basically, recognizing the presence of your parents or your ancestors for that matter within you. In every cell of your body, your ancestors are there. You can invite all your ancestors to enjoy breathing in and out with you. You are not an isolated being. You are made of ancestors. When you breathe out calmly, all your ancestors in you breathe out calmly. When they were alive, they might not have had a chance to sit mindfully and breathe peacefully. I think we all can relate to that, you know. We never just sit and enjoy breathing, the very thing that keeps us alive. Again, when they were alive, they might not have had a chance to sit mindfully and breathe peacefully. But now, in you, they have the chance. There is no separate self. We are a current. We are a stream. We are a continuation. Oh, you guys should try that. Imagining all your ancestors breathing in with you and all of them breathing out. Oh, that kind of gave me chills, you know. Oh, it just felt like so connected. I don't know. Huh. You should try that at least once. Okay. You know, it's so easy to feel alone when we are suffering or or otherwise as well. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful way to stay connected. Okay. Huh. Oh, Sarah says beautiful. I will take them with me today. Ah, you know, they get to experience your life and all the joys of your life and all the beauty that is there around you, Sarah. Arena says, yes, thank you. Oh, I am glad, Arena, that it resonated with you. Okay, so it seems like a nice point to wrap this up, you know, to wrap this live. But again, I would absolutely love to have each and every one of you in the next live, which is day after tomorrow, at the same time, where we are going to celebrate 3 years of me as a teacher on Insight Timer. And I wouldn't be here without you guys. So yeah, I would really love to have you there. And Emilia says, like the t-shirt, I am my grandparents' greatest dream. Ooh. I agree, it's emotional to think my very existence is the greatest dream of those who lived before me. Exactly, you know. We have all of this. And we keep on craving for more, but we never realize that we have what, you know, the previous generations wanted, that level of comfort, that level of assurity or security that we are going to have food, clean water, or we have so much. What keep on coming to my mind as I think of that reading is, how in the movies and stuff we think that we see that, when we become kind of like a ghost or spirit, we lose all these senses, the sense of seeing, the sense of smell, and taste and everything. And what it would be like if we just took a bite for all of our ancestors, imagining that they are getting the taste of that, the taste of something that they never get to had in their life, that they really worked hard for. I love, ending this live at this note. Okay, guys. So, thank you so much for joining in. Again, if you guys feel called to support me, you can do so through a donation. And I always say I do not want you to make any contribution out of pressure or something. I only want you to give if you feel called to offer it with love or with some other, beautiful feeling that you want more of in your life, some beautiful energy that you want more in your life, because what you give returns back to you in multiplied ways, because if you're giving something, it's like a signal that you have it. So if you're sharing abundance or love, it means that you already have it and you're going to attract something in alignment with that energy. So, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. For the new ones who check this out, I hope that this met your expectations in some way. And for the regular ones that keep on joining in, supporting me, I am so grateful for your presence, for the lovely interaction, and for all the beautiful hearts that are flowing in, that kept on flowing in during the live. I so appreciate them. So I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. I will see you day after tomorrow. And don't forget to check out the resources that you felt called to in my profile. Or if you want to get to know more about me, my journey, or my offerings or my gifts, feel free to check out that About section and the website link there that is present there. Okay. Let's see. Corinne says namaste. Sarah says namaste. Namaste. Um, oh, thank you, Amelia, for this constant support. I I'm kind of speechless and I'm so very touched, by this intention of yours. And I do believe, this what you're sharing with me is definitely going to come into your lives like in so magical ways and at the time when you need it most. I hope that, you feel this beautiful energy every single day of your life. And thank you for, helping me spread more of this kind of energy with others, with all the people who need it. Thank you really. I so appreciate you. Angela says thank you, Angela. Okay, bye bye, guys. See you day after tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.